G'day everybody, Chris Farhi here from the Bayleys Insights and Data team. Welcome to this edition of Market View. In this video, I'll be giving you a very quick update on the latest activity in the New Zealand housing market. Now, if you're wondering where I'm sitting right now, I'm actually at Ovation at Launch Bay at Hobsonville Point in Auckland. And so this is a brand new luxury apartment development. The final units are now for sale. I'm actually sitting right now in the sub penthouse, which is a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, gorgeous apartment. It's got beautiful views over Catalina Bay. And if you want to learn more about this, you can contact the Bayleys Residential Projects team using the links in the description. Now, getting into the stats, the Real Estate Institute released their latest housing market statistics for the month of January 2023. Now, within these stats, the number of sales for January was abnormally low. In a typical January, we'd see around 4,500 sales. And in this latest January, we saw 2,759. Now, the most likely explanation for this is a continuation of those softer market conditions we saw during 2022, alongside people taking extended holiday breaks during December and January, which would have then impacted the January sales. In terms of the New Zealand median house price, we saw this decrease from 790,000 to 762,500 during January. And so if you look at the house price index, this means that prices are roughly about 16% down from their peak. Now, when you put a regional lens on the data, you'll see that there's quite a bit of variation around the country. And so looking at Auckland and Wellington, Auckland is down around 21% from its peak, and Wellington about 25% down. That's based on the house price index. But then if you look at a number of the regional centres, you'll see that in the North Island, places like the Waikato and the Bay of Plenty, down somewhere between, say, 12 and 14%. And then when you get into the South Island areas like Canterbury, are only down about 8% from their peak when using those house price indices. And you'll see that that shows that there's quite a big variation across New Zealand in terms of what's happening with prices. And you shouldn't just look at those national stats, but rather see what's happening in the local market, because conditions might vary. Now, in terms of the low levels of reduction seen in those regional centres, there's probably two explanations for this. The first is that there could be a lag with the big cities like Auckland and Wellington moving faster in terms of price correction, both due to the number of sales in those markets, but also the generally elevated prices. But then when you get into the regions, the other aspect that will help out is that prices are generally a lot more affordable than centres like Auckland and Wellington, and so they'll probably see a shallower drop anyway. Now, to give you a sense of what you can buy at that New Zealand median house price, here's a couple of examples from around New Zealand. So first off, up in Auckland, we've got 7/11 Marist Street in Panmure. So this is a near new 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom terraced home sold by Carolyn Ryan and Mitch Owens from Bayleys Remuera. Now, this property had its first open home in the middle of December and actually sold right at the start of January. And so that shows that although the market's softer, there's definitely buyers out there who are keen to do deals. Now, taking that money down to Canterbury, you could have got 61 Greendale Road in Darfield. So it's a brand new 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home sitting on 794 square metres. This was sold by Lewis Donaldson from Bayleys Merivale. Now, heading back up north, if you wanted some lifestyle, you could have purchased 24 Gatesway in Totara North in Northland. So this is a 1-bedroom home. It's sitting on 4 hectares. This was sold by David Bagley and Hayley Heasel-Davies from Bayleys Bay of Islands. This property was sold under the hammer at auction. Now, the key factors that have been impacting the market have been higher interest rates, the downward momentum in the market, and then just negative sentiment that's associated with both of those. On that, we're seeing some signs of improvements. Now, whilst short-term interest rates have been moving up as the official cash rate has been increased, long-term interest rates have been settling in around their current levels for quite a period now. And so we've actually seen a couple of the major banks reduce their long-term rates, like 5-year mortgage rates, in the past month or two. And so this means that the market can get a bit more confidence around the pathway for interest rates and that they're less likely to rage totally out of control. That said, the downward momentum in the market remains a pretty key factor that's impacting things at the moment. Now, what we'll probably see is that that trend will continue over the next couple of months, but as prices start to stabilise, that issue will become less prevalent and sort of less spoken about, and that should also help to clear out some of that negative sentiment. Now, in terms of that sentiment, a lot of our agents across our network nationwide have been reporting higher levels of inquiry coming into 2023. And so that shows that there is a little bit more positivity coming into this year. In terms of takeouts, if you're looking to buy at the moment, right now there's a really good opportunity to negotiate rather than just compete for your preferred property. And for those of us who've bought during a strong market, you'll acknowledge that that's pretty exciting, given that when the market is strong, you get a lot of competition for good homes. On the flip side, if you're looking to sell, the latest stats show that whilst the market's softer, there's still buyers out there. And if you do sell with an intention to buy, one of the cool opportunities is that you'll be able to jump back in and take advantage of the currently good buying conditions. And that said, the key ingredient for a successful sale will just be having realistic price expectations. And so at the start of your selling process, it's important that you get expert and honest advice about where prices are likely to sit. With that said, we'll wrap it up here. Hope you're all staying safe out there, and we'll see you next time. Ciao.